what's up YouTube? This is the ROB. I'm back with you again. I'm high at the ceiling today. I'm on a ladder. I'm not behind the drums. I'm not in the kitchen showing you how to make a wonderful smoothie. But what I'm going to do is show you how to actually install a corner joint. Normally the corner joint is used in the corner, but you can actually use it to articulate the ceiling with the wall, which is what we're going to do today. So let's get busy on it. Let me show you what you need. Alright, first thing you're going to need, you're going to have to get yourself a taping knife. This is about a 5-inch taping knife. You're going to need some joint compound, better known for you professionals as mud. And you're going to need a hawk, or you can use a troll to actually put the joint compound in. I prefer the hawk because, as you can see, you can get more material on it, and it pretty much stays there. And it's a cleaner workload. It's a cleaner work environment. Also, what you're going to need is an inside taping knife. If you guys don't have an inside corner taping knife, you can actually use the 5-inch knives. The only thing about the 5-inch taping knife for you guys, who's this may be your first time doing it, or do it yourself, or you may find that you may cut into the joint up there. And then if you didn't install it the first time right, you may find that you're going to have a little wrinkle in the paper. It's just a headache. You want to avoid it. Try to just use this. I'm going to show you how to use this real quick. Another piece of equipment you're going to need actually is the tape itself. If you look at this tape, it's reinforced. This is reinforced tape, and it's reinforced with some kind of metal. You will need some kind of tin snips to get through it. And this tape is excellent for the inside joints because what it's going to do is reinforce the spacing. So if you have a lot of spacing, or your spacing is kind of wide, instead of just trying to pile a lot of joint compound up there, you can just put the compound on like what I'm going to do today. Put the taping on it, gives you a nice finished look. So let's get started. I'm dedicating this to all you do-it-yourself, homeowners out there, you professionals. You can leave comments too. This is how I do it. It's worked for me. I've been fixing this house. I can't even tell you how long, but I haven't had a problem. So let's go. First thing you want to do is get yourself a ladder high enough. And I'm just going to demonstrate from here to here how to apply. Now, with the joint compound, it's very easy to put it on. You want to use copious amounts of joint compound. Don't be stingy with this because you want to put a lot on there. If you don't, you're going to have problems later on when you get ready to tape it down. You're going to have air pockets and a whole lot of things that you could probably fix but don't want to fix. We might as well just get it done right now. So I like to start like this. Just put it up like that. Take some off. Take some of this off from here. And then if you look, I like to keep my finger right here because what I'm going to do while I go back on the wall, I want to get it in the joint. So I'm going to kind of like push it into it. So if you look, I push it up, I push it in and I come down. And you don't have to be very neat with this. This is not a neat project. This is not something that it could be sloppy as you want it to be. Take some off. Then you want to go up on the top. And you want to come out somewhere about an inch and a half more than the width of the tape that you're going to use. And you want to just do that all across. So let's look at it again. Just take it, get the excess off, smear it on, I'll push it up in there, come back, get some more mud, come to the top, smear that up, get it all in there. And you want to do this all the way across the length of the wall. So this is going to take a little bit of time for me to get to the next part of this, so go practice. When I come back, I should be finished, ready to install the actual tape itself. Now don't worry about dropping it. We're going to drop it. It's really messy. So I'll be right back. Alright, so welcome back. For those who are just tuning in, I'm just showing you how demonstrating how I install an inside corner using this special tape. As you can see, it's in the inside it has some kind of metal reinforcement. Once again, this is excellent for articulating the wall with the ceiling. Gives you a nice finished look. I want you to also pay attention to how much mud I put on there. I didn't pay any attention to the aesthetics because it's not important right now. We just want to make sure there's enough mud on this wall for this tape to stick to. So once you get the tape, simply just cut it, bend it in half. This is going to give you sort of like a 90-degree angle, and that's what we're going for, a 90-degree angle between the wall and the ceiling. So remember your algebra or geometry, if you think it never came in handy, it's coming in handy now. So simply we just want to go up here, keep it big for the most part. And this tape is easy to work with. We want to find the space, the groove as I call it. And we're just going to find it with our fingers. By opening this up, feeding it up. I found it, and we just want to embed it in there with our hands. So, yeah, you gotta get your hands dirty. Use gloves like I do, so you don't have to worry about your fingernails. Clean it up later. And you just want to go all the way across. Very important that you find the groove, because if you miss it, the wall is going to look kind of crazy. It's going to look crooked. 1 second. So just continue all across, and at some point it's going to stick. You won't have to really hold the other side. Just get it in the groove. 90 degrees, take a look, make sure it's straight. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. When I'm done, you're going to see the next part of this. So stick around, I'll be right back while I install the rest of it. Alright, so we're back. So as you can look, we got the tape up in there. It's nice and snug. It's being held by the joint compound underneath. Once again, can't stress enough for using enough joint compound. Be generous with it, don't be stingy. We're going to be using this inside taping knife right now. What we're going to do, we're going to actually put this groove right in the center of the groove and just apply pressure right down the center evenly like that. And that's what's going to finish it off a little bit. And then we're going to come back with a 5-inch knife, feather it all out. So let's start. Just for my continuity purposes, I like to start in the direction that I started with putting the tape and the joint compound, but it really doesn't matter which way you go. So just put it up in there, place it up in there, be careful you don't want to slide off, and just apply pressure as you go. It's going to take off the compound as you go back some if you think you can get it all right the first time. Don't worry about it, you can always put this hawk underneath, put it on there, go back down again, try it again, if you feel need to, just drag it. Alright. That's pretty much how this tool works. If you can look so far, you can see how you're getting a nice little first coat cover on that. And we're just going to finish the edges off with a knife. So, I'm not going to bore you with me just going across the wall. But when I finish, we're going to see what it looks like, and then we're going to finish up just by feathering off the edges. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Alright, so I'm back. So we're at the third stage of actually taping this wall to the ceiling. And as you saw in the demonstration earlier, we used the inside drywall tool to actually get all of that pushed out from underneath the tape evenly. Now we're just going to make it nice by using our 5-inch knife. Basically, we're just going to do the old way. It's going to go on the paper at a 45-degree angle, give it a nice feather, take off the excess that we didn't get with the first knife. Go to the top of the wall, do the same thing. See, we get a nice little feather there. And you're going to do this all the way across. All the way across. As you saw what I did, I had to go back this way because the tape was actually not articulating properly. But then I'm going to come back this way. We'll just take it all off. And we're going to do this all the way across. Once again. Now you may have to come out. So just put the knife in this, get all that excess out. And don't worry about seeing the paper because we're going to handle that when we put the finishing coat. So once you get this done, you want this to dry at least 24 hours, 6 to 24 hours, depending on the room, the humidity. Actually put on some to get ready to put some of the finishing coats on. But you want to make sure that you got a nice feather, because you don't want to be sanding. I hate sanding, but sometimes you have to sand later if you don't get a nice feather effect. There's a lot of techniques on YouTube right now. I use this finger technique. You'll see that a lot, where you just go at an angle, push down on the tape side so that the outside will feather. All the pressure will be on the tape to push the tape out, and you get a feather effect on the opposite side. We do this all across. All across. We're just taking off tape. Alright, so there it is. Take a look. This is how it should look when you finish. Any excess you just scrape off. Any excess that you may find during your inspection phase. But don't look for perfection, because you still have to do one or two extra coats to finish it off. And normally we're using a bigger blade to do that. So, you know, what you think. This goes out once again to my homeowners, my do-it-yourselfers. This is your neophyte, don't be afraid to do it. It actually will save you a ton of money doing it yourself. You can hardly really mess this up if you take your time. I'm the ROB. I'm going to go downstairs in the studio, beat some drums. I'm sweating like a bull. If you like what I've done, subscribe, leave a comment, and you guys be easy on me, those professionals out there. You do this every day. It's not what I do every day. I do this to make my house look better than it ever looked before, you know. And I was successful. You guys cost a lot of money. I done saved myself in this room about maybe $1,000. So all you do yourself is do the mathematics. Check with me next time. I'm out.